Hello, dancers. It's Eliza, just checking in with you guys. I just had an amazing dance that went a lot longer than I thought, and I'm feeling really clear. So I wanted to share some thoughts with you guys about how this week has been for me, and would love to maybe have you guys post some videos as well, kind of sharing with your own voice what you're feeling shifting within you and how the process is going. And I think that could be a cool way for us to kind of get to know each other a little bit more and see each other's faces if you guys feel comfortable with that. But as I was dancing, I got a lot of clarity. Like sometimes specific words or messages come through, and I just figured I'd write them down, so I have another whole list of things to share with you guys today. The first one that came through is that your body is a vehicle. And for me, what tends to happen when I start to dance is I'll put on music and I'll set the space and light a candle. And in the beginning, I'm still kind of in my head processing things that are going on for the day. But there's some point that I cross a sort of threshold. And it's like the intention and the action come together, and I kind of drew a picture of this, and they create this activation. Like suddenly a different part of me is in the driver's seat. And I want to encourage you guys this week to get past that point, because there is something that sort of shifts us from doing to being danced. And I think Lisa mentioned that at some point, which is really cool. So I wanted to encourage you guys to stretch as you dance. It doesn't have to look a certain way. You don't have to look like you're dancing. When we say dancing, it's just meditative movement, right? So often my dancing looks like me finding a weird angle where I can get this point in my hip that's been painful for years to really feel like I can bring that sensation to the surface, and I can lean into it and just breathe. And I'll do that for 5 minutes. I'll just hang out there and kind of move my neck in different ways, move my arm in different ways, and it feels delicious. It's on the edge of where the pain could be, but it's also pleasurable to find that spot and breathe energy into it and begin to break it up. I also suggest self-massage if you have a CBD or a kind of a tiger balm that you want to put on and kind of get into some of those areas while you're moving. That can be really nourishing. I often have tarot cards or oracle cards near me, and I'll lay those out, and that can be really helpful. If you get sort of distracted or in your head, or you just want a little inspiration for your movement, keeping those around, and then pulling, one when you feel like you need a little juice for your fire. Starting with an intention and opening like you're beginning a dance journey and a ceremony with spirit can be really helpful as well. Keeping a notebook nearby where you can write down ideas and revelations and clarity that you're having, because you go into a natural high, and then the sort of idea realms, the vibrational realms where you get clarity, are a little bit more accessible. So just jotting things down as they come to you can be great. Pausing with a hand over your heart now and again, and just breathing and just feeling that sensation of being in your body, noticing the light in the space around you, noticing your hand, what a revelation it is to be in this amazing vehicle. There's some points in my dance that I like to have incense or Palo Santo or sage, as I like to tap into different sensory sensations. Smell can be really good, and also those types of things are clearing the energy. So if you're kind of going into some areas that have maybe been stagnant for a while, bringing some incense or sage, or even just an essential oil that's intended for clearing, can be nice, just to shift the energy and kind of clear that. And then opening your windows after you dance or while you're dancing just sort of flush that all out can be really helpful as well. Yeah, a little bit more about kind of finding some of those tender areas in your body. I don't know if I mentioned last time, but I'm a massage therapist as well, and we learn a lot about the muscle tissue, obviously, and the fascia. The fascia is sort of like this web that holds the muscles together and then weaves them all throughout the body. And if there's an area in your body that is a knot or like a trigger point, as we call it, that feels really tight, hanging out in those areas where you can feel that stretch. Like for me, it's often in my neck, and I'll just kind of put a hand at the base of like where I can feel the stretch and then just lean into it. And I'll just hold that, like I'll hold that gentle stretch where you're not forcing, but you're also like, you can feel the stretch. You're just on the edge of that resistance and hanging out in that area for like 3 to 5 minutes. You're basically doing trigger point therapy to your own self. And it feels amazing afterwards. You're like, it's like better than getting a massage because you're actively participating in it. And I'll notice for me, typically people hold a ton in the shoulders and the neck and the hips, of course, and then also in the jaw. So like even putting a little lotion on your hands or oil and kind of getting into some of these areas and stretching, like I'll often stretch and it'll look kind of weird, but do like a big lion face and kind of work some of that out. And it seems strange, but afterwards you will feel better. There's just more space in your body, and it's so wonderful. So those are some tips for you guys today. And I also wanted to invite you to dance live with me tomorrow evening, Sunday, December 6th. I've decided to offer a sort of Zoom class for anyone who wants to dance in a group. We're still going to be obviously dancing separately in our own homes, but the benefit of doing something like this is that we'll have a circle to start with. So we'll probably share and check in and get to know each other for about 20 minutes. And then we'll move into the dance, which I'm assuming will be about an hour, maybe a little bit less depending on which one I choose for us to dance with. And then we'll do a closing circle where we get to check in again and share what came up for us and what we felt. And it's so fascinating doing it with a group because we're often processing similar things simultaneously, and hearing what others are experiencing and naming and putting a voice to can sort of validate things that you've been experiencing, and it's very healing. So that's going to be, I think it's actually going to be at 7 p.m. on Sunday evening Eastern time. So I will make like a little event on Facebook, and it's going to be free. If you guys want to donate anything, I'll have like my PayPal on there, and of course, like, you can feel free to send money. I won't stop you, but it is free. And yeah, overall, I just wanted to encourage you to really befriend your body this week, and to spend time with it daily, just like you would if you were developing a new relationship with a friend that you really want to get to know, and you're willing to kind of work through the maybe tender areas within them and really spend time with them and get to know what's underneath the surface. So have a blessed dance journey, sending you all lots of love. Take care.